I was nervous, but I felt like I can do this. We had, 1,000 people in the audience, so it was, I would think, intimidating for the candidates. That was the first time that I felt that kind of power. We had a huge accountability assembly at the community center at St. Paul's Catholic Church, and we had over 1,000 people there. And it was an accountability assembly with the entire city council. I had a role where I was pinning the District 7 candidates. I was nervous because I was in front of a lot of people and I had not really done this before, such a large crowd. I was nervous, but I felt like I can do this. I cared about what happened in our district. Pinning is when you make sure that the candidate answers the question, usually yes or no, and we keep them to like 30 seconds max. We call it pinning because we are keeping them on task. So the St. Paul's Community Center is in an old synagogue, and we were standing in what was probably the pulpit or whatever the equivalent of the pulpit is, and the candidates were on the stage. Definitely the COPS Metro leaders were in control. We had, 1,000 people in the audience, so it was, I would think, intimidating for the candidates. But I got up to the microphone and the candidates stood up on the stage. And, I asked them very specific questions, tell us yes or no. But I just remember it being a feeling of power. It's like, oh, we can do things together. We can get things accomplished. That was the first time that I felt that kind of power. I think got it whet my appetite.